Thank you for coming on this platform this morning. Generally now, we had June 12th, of course, Democracy Day, where Abiola was highlighted, the struggle for democracy, and the protest, hunger protest that also took place in Lagos, Nigeria, and of course, other cities also. And looking at what happened in Aso Rock, during the Democracy Day, where the president himself slipped and went on the floor before he was rescued. In all this now, starting from Abiola, how do you see Nigeria today?
Thank you for that wonderful question. I think from the June 12 struggle to date, when Nigerians had the right to go to the poll to choose who their presidential candidate is, during the June 12 struggle, we saw that election was free, fair, credible, but was annulled by the enemies of democracy. Since that day till now, Nigerians at large have never had time, as in a wonderful time, to express themselves again. So now coming back to the 2015 from 1999 to date, election has been a little bit free and fair in Nigeria. But since the APC government took over, democracy has been bastardized. Democracy has been shattered. The hope of the common man have been thrown into anarchy. You saw it in 2023 general election. You saw how much was given to INEC to conduct election, but along the line there were different stories whereby Mohammed Yakubu, INEC chairman, was coming out to give excuse of server glitch, saying there was no server because was not working. Is that the irony of democracy? And the president himself that got into office via rigging is coming to say he's bent to conduct free and fair election. You, a person who got into office through fraudulent election, how can same person in return conduct a free and fair election? We all saw it in South Africa. We saw their collation center where results were trickling in electronically, but in Nigeria the reverse is the case. You tend to find out that you have to wait for one presiding officer to collect results from one state to bring to Abuja. Do you know what has happened along that line? Do you know if that collecting officer has tempered with that result before getting to Abuja? So I think there is nothing to be happy about in the Democracy Day, because democracy to me is where the people can express themselves freely, when the fundamental human rights of Nigerians is not caged, when Nigerians can speak and say this is what the government is doing without fear of being arrested. We saw it during the June 12 struggle. On the June 12, the man who was championing the Take Back Nigeria, DSS, arrested him, and that is not enshrined in our constitution. In our constitution, every Nigerian has the right to a peaceful protest without harassing individual. But in Nigeria, before you say you want to protest, police, you need to take a permit from the Nigerian police. Even by going through the permit, the police will still not allow you embark on the protest. That is not democracy. I think that is a military. Nigeria is still in disguise. We are still in the military system of government, whereby most persons are being caged. Most persons, because of the fear of the unknown, they are not willing to express their view. You can conduct a sample opinion and then seek people's consent. Even people who are being caged by government will not want to speak out because of the fear of the government. So when people are being afraid of people who claim to govern them, or people who are bent on, who they voted to protect their lives, that is, to me, it is no longer democracy, it is called slavery. Because you claim you are in democracy, you cannot speak up. Nigerians have been skilled on a daily basis, and the fear of speaking up, is just the fear of speaking up, so that they will not, DSS and co will not arrest them. So that is not democracy. Nigeria need to go back to the drawing table, and let us have a new constitution that would usher in democracy in Nigeria, because this one we are doing, it is democracy.
Oh yes, we saw the hunger protest in Lagos, and now away from that, we saw different events that took place that day, and we saw what happened in Aso Rock. Is Nigerians at this point ready for the regionalism? Because what they are bringing to Nigerians now is regionalism. Regionalism, what type of regionalism? Regionalism is partial disintegration of Nigeria. An event took place in one of the hotels in Lagos, where Gani Adams, also came out and celebrated June 12th, of course, the Democracy Day, as it may. And a lot of things we have said about regionalism, that the Yorubas are championing regionalism, and people are seeing it. Everybody, Arewa, Igbo, Yoruba are heading to Aburi. Do you see it in that line?
Yeah, no, to me that's a wonderful ideology, because you cannot always use our natal cake to give to some personal, to one ethnic tribe who are not ready to contribute to the resource of the country. And then this is what Jonathan was champion to. That was why he called this conference in 2014, called every region. Let us sit down, and then which way forward for Nigerians. But because of some selfish persons who are in government now, because of their own, those ones politicize it, saying that, and then giving us flimsy excuse. Now, it is so obvious that now things are fall apart. Nigeria can no longer be one. It is really bad. Whereby you have the governor of Zamfara, the present governor of Zamfara, calling for restructuring, whereby every region should control their resources. Because you cannot always continue to every resources within your region is being channeled to the center, and the center are not even making life meaningful for those in the grassroots. Go to our villages, so that we know that now when there's restructuring, and then when there's a true federalism, we know who to hold accountable, because the resources in our domain, we have to utilize it very well to our own maximum utilization.
Yes, Dave, thank you for that impact. When you talk about the journalism in the real context of it, is that not how, because people are saying the North, Arewa, there's a part, the Igbo, Biafrans, and the Yorubas, or the Odua, under Nigeria. That is Confederation Ojukwu talked about, why is it suddenly we are returning? Are you in support that we return to Confederation or regionalism the way they put it this time around?
Thank you for that. That is a very wonderful way to go, and that will always save us from mistress of Fulani herders, Fulani killing, and then going to, and then the state governors remitting money to the federal purse. That will, so that every regional leaders within their own region would use such funds to grow their region, and then help people within that region.
So are you saying that Ojukwu was right, actually?
It's a work for the years. Ojukwu was right, and then
what is the essence of the war?
What's the what?
The essence of going to war with Nigeria.
Because now the government refuse that ideology. See, when you see people that have vision, people like Ojukwu is well-read. He has foreseen this thing a long time ago. He saw it. He knew something like this would happen.
Another is saying that Nigerian government should recognize cow as citizens.
Those ones are just jokers. Those ones are jokers. Thank God for the likes of Senator Aburi, who gave it to them that day and said cows are not citizens of Nigerians. You cannot restrict Nigerians. There's a law that whereby Fulani herders will be going about ranching. In the modern world, ranching should be confined to a particular place.
Thank you.
Not you going about the streets causing havoc in the streets, just all in the name of ranching. Then now, it seems to me that even northern senators are just most of them are not even well schooled. See, education is not by going to university. It's about how informed you are. You might have PhD, you might go to Harvard, but see, you might still not be informed when informed when you come to national issues. We are in 21st centuries. You go to Holland. How do Holland has the highest
number of ranching?
Yeah, ranching.
But yes, Dave, not to cut you short. At this point, thank you for this impact. In a situation the North refuse to support regionalism, confederation, or restructuring, whatever, what do you think will happen to Nigeria? And what do you think that Tinubu should do?
Nigeria, see, that's like I would say, Nigeria already is gone because things are really falling apart. So when the center can no longer hold, what does that imply? It shows that the president have no option than to make sure that the restructuring come to stay. Some individuals, a particular region cannot hold the country into a standstill. A particular region cannot drag us back. For years, we've been together. So this marriage, if you feel your husband is no longer taking care of kids, you have right to approach a competent jurisdiction to part ways. So now and then let's not forget that when the British said that after 100 years, if you feel we can no longer be together, let us go our different ways. So nobody has the monopoly to hold Nigeria into a forceful marriage. So if I'm ready to go, the South is ready to go, the West is ready to go, then let them be their Nigeria. But what I'm saying is Tinubu should not be used as tools. Tinubu should be very, very careful because many what I see, he will still come back to Lagos. He will still come back to the South. So the Hausas and northern oligarchy should not influence him against his people, because open thinking he want to please them against 2027. See, that will spell doom for him. That will spell doom. And these guys are full of betrayers. You saw Jonathan please them, did virtually everything for them. Still, they went ahead and betrayed. The best thing, my advice to President Bola Tinubu is that it is time to restructure the country.